that's the difference between using Stars and Stripes and not. Just high pressure rinse. So we had someone chime in recently on a post where we did a Stars and Stripes wash. Sorry, but I gotta laugh at this. Stars and Stripes is definitely not as good on my truck as M-Shine+Red-Line were, and the new foamers suck. I thought we'd look into this just a little bit and make sure we're not going down the wrong road here. So what we did was we revisited M-Shine+Red-Line. So our heavy duty formula is actually the Red-Line base with some new and improved surfactants, and we're just using it more as a standalone wash and a very good degreaser. However, in conjunction with these, they work better than the old M-Shine+Red-Line. These are the new foamers that were being spoken of, so we're going to use those today. And we've got our Stars and Stripes. So we actually brought the same truck back in. We've got Alex Prifty here today, and we're going to wash 1/2 Stars and Stripes, 1/2 M-Shine and heavy duty, and we're going to look at the difference between the two. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Stars and Stripes we're going to do first. We got the passenger side to hit with this, and we'll see how this comes out. Coming off the back end here. I love watching dirt melt off of things. I'm doing this thing in quarters, small sections. So if I'm doing, let's say if I'm just doing a bobtail, no trailer, 1/4 at a time, keeping the dwell time to a minimum. I don't want it to dry before I get a chance to rinse it. Yeah, isn't that nice? That's an indicator of like road film being left over. So like on the right, there's nothing holding the water on as it's dripping down, whereas on the left, there's still film and junk there, even though the bulk of it got rinsed away by the high pressure water. You can see exactly where I stopped applying soap. See that line?
It's awesome. Yeah.
So that's the difference between using soap and not using soap. Of course, we'll see how it looks once I put M-Shine and heavy duty on the other side.
Wait, you can't just power wash it?
I mean, you can if you want it to look like shit. Like they say, everything looks good wet. But what does it look like dry, you know? I like to see a visual side by side on one surface. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's going on when you split it just one section versus another. You need to be able to see it like that right there, where you're doing like a 50-50. You
got a big old square template right there to fuck with.
I love that. Now let's get the front quarter now. That's one side done. Let's see how much we used of the soap here. That was one fill up on the foam cannon. So we did the whole passenger side, tractor and trailer. Obviously I went a little heavier on the stripes for some, or the stars for some reason.
Is that pure soap?
No, no.
That's watered down.
This is watered down. So I only had 250 milliliters of actual product in there, mixed with 750.
What is that, like 5 ounces or something? Or?
What is that in, we need Siri's help for that. What is that in ounces?
Milliliter. Well, there's
so it's 1,000 milliliters and 32 ounces. So it's 1/4 of 32. So it's 8 ounces of soap. We used about 8 ounces, a little under of stars, and about, I don't know, 5 ounces maybe of stripes.
You needed a whole side of a truck.
And we did everything on one side.
Ain't too bad.
That's not bad. We got to mix up our M-Shine and our heavy duty now and do the driver's side and see how that compares when it's dry.
Are you applying it at the same time or one after the other?
I'm doing them one after the other, traditional two-stepping. Yep. So mind you, I hit high pressure here as well, but the Stars and Stripes were doing their thing here. So that's the difference between using Stars and Stripes and not, just high pressure rinse and soap. So now we're going to do M-Shine heavy duty on the other side and see what that looks like.
This is M-Shine?
This is M-Shine, man.
Foams up pretty well.
Yeah, I know. We haven't been playing with this for some time. Pretty short-lived, though. Look at our, you know what? All right, here comes the heavy duty. I mean, the foams are fantastic. These both foam really nice. So now, we'll rinse this down and see what we've got, you know. difference. All right, so we just finished washing both sides and letting the thing dry. It's not totally bone dry, but it's dry enough to see how we did one side versus the other. So check this out. This is the side we did Stars and Stripes on. Now, if we get real close in here, check out the rims. I feel pretty good about this, Kev. What do you think? I don't see anything going on. This looks pretty good. There's no tinge of brown in there, you know? It was pretty filthy before. I mean, seriously, it was bad. It was, what did you say, Alex? 600 miles in the rain? So there was some grime going on here.
600 miles.
Now there's some spots where I could have rinsed a little better, even though I spent a lot of time on the rinse. You can see the front of this fender here. I could have done a little better on the rinse here, so we still have some junk right there. Mind you, if I dried this off, that probably would have helped that as well. But on the back, I did notice that we got a lot better sheeting on this side. So this half was Stars and Stripes, that side was M-Shine Heavy Duty. Now the tank, let's check this out. There's a spot here where I could have also rinsed a little bit better, but in general, man, this thing's pretty mint. I'm very happy with it. You know, we got no damage in there of any kind from the soaps or anything. You know, I can't emphasize enough how important the rinse is. You got to really get in there and spend some time on it. But I'm pretty happy with how this came out, and I feel like the painted surfaces are pretty good. I still got a little bit of junk here and there where it could have come out a little bit better. Maybe I could have hit a little bit harder. But in general, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, where you'll really notice, so check this out right here. So I stopped applying Stars and Stripes right here. So this is where I did Stars and Stripes. This is where we did M-Shine Heavy Duty. So, I mean, it became really obvious as soon as we started working that this side wasn't really getting clean. I mean, that's not stained or anything, it's just the grime didn't come off. So, same thing on the bumper. You can see that kind of sort of haze left over and road film and junk. So like, you know, we tried to rinse exactly the same way on this side, and it still just, you know, didn't really come clean like we wanted to. You can see a hard line in the difference between the two washes. So as we come around the corner here, it almost starts to look like we didn't even use soap. I mean, honestly, like, we felt like we could do better than M-Shine and Red-Line, and that's why we developed Stars and Stripes. You can see how much road film is still left on here. Now, granted, we don't have the best water. We have semi-hard water here at Chem-X, so I want to replicate what people are dealing with in the field anyway, so that's all right. But really, M-Shine and Red-Line only work good if you had really soft water. So like, and some heat also was helpful, whereas we're just using cold water here because we want to make sure our soaps are as good as possible. But literally every surface that was forward facing just still has a film of haze on there. And when you look at the tank here on this side, we mixed the soaps exactly the same. I rinsed exactly the same. I let the dwell time be exactly the same. And you know, on this side, we have so much film left over. You compare that with the other side. I mean, I'm pretty confident after looking at these results that we're on the right path with Stars and Stripes. So anyways, I'm glad that we got that opportunity. It was a great idea. I wanted to see where we stood side by side on the same dirty truck, our old wash system versus our new one. So thankfully, we're on the right track after all. The new foam cannons worked pretty good for me. I had great foam going on, so I don't think there's any real issues there. Anyways, we had fun playing with it.